Greetings. We are here. I'm with my boy, DJ Hollyw8d, with the 8.
Don't forget it.
We in the game. Today's Duke Something podcast is a real casual conversation with the upstanding individual who's been doing some things in the community, who's been fighting for his creative community, and also for his community at large. And so, like, I've been watching you do your thing, man, and I appreciate your work. And I was just like, well, he's doing something. That is clear. From your marketing all the way down to just the events that you throw is done with intense care.
Thank you.
Jamel was saying it back, off camera. I was going to say it on camera, so, let it be heard. Obviously, you're going to play that back on promo.
Facts.
But, like, you do things in a way that shines a light on your people, and you don't expect shit back. And,
correct. Yep.
And I appreciate you for doing that, man.
I appreciate the appreciation, man.
It's super dope because that's all we're trying to develop. That's all here when we doing things. Obviously, we want you to have a space to do your thing. We want you to have the equipment to do your thing here at Collectiveffort, but we also want to make sure that you shine all in your own.
Right.
You don't have to give us no shout outs. Just come in and do the work. Pay this little ass fee to get your work done.
That's a blessing.
And just make things happen. So I appreciate you for coming today, good brother.
Yeah, 100, man. I appreciate the appreciation, man. Thanks for having me.
No doubt. So I'm here with you, man. I wanted to kick it off kind of like this. You came in the scene. The first time I seen you DJing, you were DJing the Wusu's his first election. He just got elected as common council leader.
Yep.
I'm taking you back. He had the laptop. It was on like a crate.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like, you know what I'm saying?
No laptop stand, yeah.
No laptop stand. It looked like my man was just getting it out the mud. And then now I see you and you're like DJing all over the place. You're going to conferences outside of the area, taking the knowledge that you're getting and you're coming back with it. Tell us about like what's possessing you to keep going, you know what I'm saying? Especially because I think you were doing this like all throughout the pandemic, like which is big.
Yeah.
Like, where does that energy come from?
I would say it kind of trails from like just like my parents, like my mom. They were to do something podcast, but she was just always doing something, and in return always had me doing something. I grew up always active, so I played football, I played basketball, I did Boy Scouts, karate, tapping jazz, all that stuff, so I was just always active, and with that being said, it just kind of always had me to just I don't like being like just sitting and just being stagnant. I like, pun intended, doing something. So, yeah. And
it keeps it keeps I was the same way as far as basketball, football, track, baseball. It kind of transferred. Where did you start to hone in and be like, you know what, let me put all this energy into the music, and kind of what did you see? Because obviously you see that there was a need. What was that need, and what was that engine behind like getting into the music and behind the scenes of the music? Facts.
So it's crazy. Years ago, maybe 8 to plus years ago, I wouldn't have thought I was gonna be a DJ. I'm originally from Brooklyn, and if I stayed in Brooklyn, I would, without a doubt, not been a DJ. Because
what would you have been?
No idea, to be honest. I mean, I guess we'll probably never find out at this point.
We won't know. We will not know.
Yeah. So coming here to Albany, I came out, to Troy, New York specifically. I came out to play football at Hudson Valley, and that ironically didn't work out. And I kind of was put in a position of what do I want to do? Do I want to stick it out and get my degree, or just pack my bags up and go back to Brooklyn? So I made a conscious decision to finish and get through the finish line. And I got my degree literally years later from Hudson Valley, and then ended up getting into UAlbany. Yeah. And through UAlbany, I got the opportunity to get on the radio station. I heard the school had a radio station. I was a communications degree, so I just heard out through the grapevine, school had a radio station. I'm like, what? I'm like, let me go find out. And ironically, I have a friend back home. His name is Swift. Dope artists. You know, I always knew dope artists and people who were good in music, but they never had a platform. So, you know, with getting the opportunity through WCDB, I was like, well, you know, I guess this is kind of it. And then I ran into an organization called Crossfade, which was a DJ organization. And from there, you know, it was kind of just the rest was history, you know. And you know, they say you got to put your 10,000 hours in, and I definitely didn't hit 10,000 hours yet, but you know, I'm definitely on my way. So you know, now we here.
Yo, that's what's up. Like, it looked like you. I feel like some people be like, "Oh, well, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do." I feel like you do know. You're not paying attention to the signs.
Correct.
You know what I mean? There are some opportunities. Are you keeping your eyes open? Are you keeping your options open?
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about the radio station. Did you get paid to do that?
No. I haven't gotten a dime from the radio station till this day, and I did it. I've been on air through WCDB 90.9 FM since 2016, and I haven't gotten a dime. I've got credits.
Yeah,
I got credits, but no money. You know, it's all free radio through the school.
I think this is a running theme, even from the show or interviews that I've been doing. We could get it done for free. We could do it,
of course,
because we love it, because it's an internal thing, and you're speaking up for a community that isn't being heard.
Yeah.
What was your yo, I gotta put it, what was that moment where you had to I'm gonna put it all in on this? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make it happen like this. Because now you're doing video interviews, like you've kind of expanded outside. You've taken some of the skill sets you've done at the school station, and now you're kind of just doing it on your own. What was kind of like, I got to take this with me? What was that moment where you was like, I got to do this?
So I basically got this quote that I love, and it's don't force it, find it. So you know, I feel like I found, you know, and then another quote, passion and purpose. When passion meets purpose, you know, anything can happen. So you know, between all of those, I feel like I found my passion and my purpose, and it kind of just became a flow. You know, I didn't really have to try to, you know, meet new artists. I was just bumping into new artists. I didn't have to, you know, find the dopest songs. You know, people were coming to me with the dopest songs. You know, so after a while, you know, you just realize like, well, like, you know, it's not really work. You know, you just moving in your purpose. Yeah. So, you know, that's kind of how everything kind of just stemmed from that.
It makes you a whole different type of DJ, because I'll go to some space and they'll be like, we don't do requests.
Yeah.
We don't do that. I don't feel like you're that type of person, but I feel like if a local artist comes into your party, you probably have their song already.
Exactly.
And you know where to find it and how to play it in the mix of what you're doing. And I find that very unique. I knew that you could do that. We did Collectiveffort and a CETV. If you remember, it's a show we did that was based off of like showing love to the artists in the midst of a pandemic. We was getting people paid. It was like the stimulus package for
creatives.
For creatives, right?
Facts.
And obviously we're gonna read that up, but you know, we were having hard times because at one point Facebook started to pull music,
you know, copyright,
and pull content because of copyrights, but that didn't affect you.
Not at all.
Why?
So you know, that was a good segue. So basically, I throw shows for upcoming artists. You know, I call myself the independent artist enthusiast, and I basically have folders from each of my showcases. So you know, when you guys reached out, and me knowing the whole situation with streaming, and like, you know, your streams are gonna get clipped if you you play, you know, famous songs. So I ended up using kind of like on an independent artist realm of songs, and you know, even songs that weren't even out yet, you know. So I just kind of use that to my advantage of having like a catalog of independent and exclusive songs, and just, you know, then we were on you know, I think that was episode 3. I think I did 3 and 4 maybe, and yeah, it was a dope time, man.
Yeah, and I appreciate that, because we didn't get any notifications from Facebook saying, yo, pull that. We pulling it. we ain't asking you to pull it. We gonna pull it for you. And I think what's happening now is we got to start to transition into being a little bit more original. And so I want to appreciate you
heavy on that
for like really kind of like making it a thing that's it's supposed to move like that.
Exactly.
Anytime I work with any of my clients, I tell them like, hey, like I know you having a vision of a song that you want to play that's popular, but it's gonna get flagged. The way the internet is moving, the record companies are catching up.
Yep.
The copyright lawyers, they you know, they're getting to the point where if they hear these 2-3 notes,
yep,
they're pulling it. If you don't have say so over it, that's what's happening. What are some more keys or maybe some like advice you want to give to artists that are coming up just like you, or even like wanting to work with you and collab with you? How do they do that?
So I would definitely say I like different, you know. I like people who think outside the box, but not where it's just like a what the hell moment, but more so, you know, you just trying to just be different, but also be you.
Yeah.
You know, we there's only one us, unless you a twin, feel me, or a triplet, whatever. But
yeah,
there's only one us, you know. And I feel like if you really, really, really embrace that, and follow, you know, your passion and your purpose, everything kind of, you know, makes sense. And you know, in regards to like working with me, I would say, you know, I'm you know, the name's DJ Hollyw8d, but I tell people don't let that fool you, because I'm not, you know, it's a lifestyle, not even a like my personality. Feel me? Like if I'm very accessible, you could walk up to me anywhere, you know, and we'll have a conversation. You know, first time meeting you, second time meeting you, or if I really genuinely know you.
Yeah. So
you know, I tell people reach out. You know, you know, I love quotes clearly. So, you know, they say you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So, you know, yeah, reach out. You know, I give a lot of artist feedback as well, you know.
Yeah. What's the biggest feedback that you give, and what's something that you always wanted to get off your chest? You be like, you get off camera and be like, damn, I wish I'd have said that.
I would just say with artists, like, and this kind of rolls back into the last question too. I would just say artists gotta they gotta speak up for themselves, you know, like they get in studios and stuff like that, and the engineer or whoever, the producer, there's something about it that they really don't like about the song. Cause you see a lot of situations where artists are like, yo, I got so much songs in the stash. But why? Like, you know, why, what's wrong with the songs that you have them in the stash and in the vault, you know?
Yeah.
And that's probably because like, they don't like how it was mixed, or they don't like, oh, there's problems with the producer and just all that stuff, you know? So I would definitely say, learn the game, you know, learn the music business. I literally wrote on Facebook, I was probably earlier today, and I said, you're never too old to you know, to learn something new, especially if it can make you money, you know. And that's basically it, you know, just learn the game, you know. And once you learn the game, you can never learn too much, feel me? Just like me going to the expos and all that, you know. You can never learn too much.
What sparked that? Because I know, you know, sometimes people are a little bit intimidated by leaving Albany, leaving this area and going out there. Tell us like your experience and like what was like the takeaways from like taking yourself out of this environment, going to a new environment,
right,
and then coming back with it.
Yeah, so it's crazy. I was actually like super blessed with that opportunity. So I work with a wedding company called Upbeat Occasions, and it's actually woman owned. Okay. And shout outs to Caroline. That's the segue right there. She bought tickets for the whole team and was like, yo, she wrote in the group chat, who wants to go to, you know, the DJ Expo in Atlantic City? She was like, yo, cover your hotel and I'll cover the tickets to get in. And it was a no-brainer for me. You know, I'm a full-time DJ, so during the week I basically have nothing to do. And how they set it up, they're aware that it's a bunch of DJs coming together and we work on weekends. Yeah. So they made the conference from Monday to Thursday. Yeah. And man, it was a blessing to just be around, you know, so much different levels of talent. You know, I met people from Boston, I met people from down south, I met people from you know, New Rochelle, I met a 15-year-old DJ, you know, that's super dope, super big personality. I thought he was I thought he was a adult, to be honest, the way he just presented himself. And I was just like, nah, I have to interview him. And we basically did it. Shout out to DJ Smithy Boy. And man, it was a dope experience just being back to, like I said, learning the game, you know, and learning new and literally learning games where, you know, if you're in an event, you know, DJ, like you don't even see DJs play games with their crowds,
right?
You know, and that's kind of like, that's a wedding thing a little bit,
yeah.
But that's something that you can implement at any type of birthday party or something like that.
Absolutely.
That kind of just adds to, you know, the experience of people, you know, wanting to book you more, you know.
That interaction, I think, is super, super big. I think in any type of service environment, I like to think that when I work with some of my clients and I'm like asking them questions and I'm like, you know, also giving them a space to like do their thing. What did you envision for this? What did you feel like when you seen, all right, cool, you seen what this looks like? I showed them the photo. I'm like, all right, now do your spin of what, you know what I mean?
Right.
What would you like to fix? And if you give them that opportunity to interact, man, they'll call you back. They'll call you back just off of the experience itself.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I appreciate you bringing that out. Now, my last question, you got some things going on that you got like cooking up, like
never not working, man.
What's the next thing you're working on, and how can we get involved with what you got going on, brother?
So I just did so I basically started a campaign, More Music, Less Violence. And we did one in Albany and it made the news. We got, you know, a couple blog write-ups.
Yeah.
And it was great feedback. So, you know, I decided to, you know, just drop the ball there and just keep the ball rolling.
Nice.
And we bringing it to Troy. And it's going to be November 7th at Little Peck's Arcade.
Nice.
Shout out to my guy, Vic, man.
Yeah.
You know, he's providing space and I'm super looking forward to it. And basically why I did the campaign was to basically, you know, we hear a whole bunch of music now, but, you know, they call it the term popcorn music, you know, because you put popcorn in, you press it, 2 minutes.
It's done.
And it's done, you know, and then and you eat the popcorn and you move on, feel me?
Right.
So it's very the same situation where we're in this like TikTok era of music.
Yeah.
Where, you know, it's not even really thought about, you know, rhymes. It's more so just about, you know, the fun aspect. There's no takeaway from it.
Yeah.
So you know, I kind of wanted to implement and emphasize on, you know, the takeaways of music, you know. So within the performances and the performers, I tell them no curses.
Yeah.
Cursing. No cursing.
Wait, it's hard for me because I'm always cursing.
No cursing.
So were you afraid?
No.
That okay.
Not at all. So I was aware, and that's the thing too. So I've worked with, you know, I've booked over 100 artists to perform. Yeah. So I'm aware of who, like, oh, I could probably pick this person. Yeah. Oh, this person has clean songs. Yeah. So it goes back into knowing your business, you know, knowing the music business. Oh, I like this song a lot. I want to push it on radio. You can't push a curse song on the radio. So
it's gotta pop.
You tell your
you
tell your engineer, yo, I need a clean version of this song. Yeah. Or even if an artist is really, really, you know, with the shits, I could clean the song too. Feel me? So, you know, that's the service I provide. You know, if you want your song clean, I can make it happen. So I tell them no curse words, you know, positive message. And it got to a point where I had a 11-year-old perform at the last show and
I've seen that.
And an 8-year-old perform, and they legit had one of the best performances, and the crowd loved them. So
that's what's up.
Yeah, man, it's a blessing. Make sure you pop out November 7th, man.
November 7th.
More music, less violence.
Boom. I love it. And it has my name in it. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to pop out.
Facts.
You know, get the flicks going, capture a couple of things. Actually, I like going around just on the phone. My phone is now, you know, upgraded, so I can go and get some pretty good photos.
2021, man.
It's 2021, man. You gotta use all your tools.
You got the 13?
I got the 12
Max.
Oh,
all right. So yeah,
I'm right there.
I'm right there.
I bought the 12 Max and the 13 came out literally like a week later. That's how they do. I'm not fading them. But just like these new phones got the tools, man, you got the tools, and I appreciate you for putting those tools to work, man, and really trying to like change your environment and also create a space and create a lane. And that's what we all about here. So my man, thank you for coming. Shout out your where they can follow you.
Yes, sir.
Do all that stuff, and then we're gonna take our way out.
All right, man. So shout out to my guy for having me, man. You could check me out on Instagram, DJHOLLYW8D. So that's DJ Hollywood. Don't forget the 8, man. And you already know the brand is It's More Than Music. next gen sounds, feel me? I do DJ lessons for kids and all that, feel me? So just tap in with me. Don't tap out.
Boom. So he's doing a lot. Check him out. Check this podcast out. It's going to be on YouTube, Facebook, and Spotify. Pretty much wherever you can download it, wherever you can get it, it's gonna happen. So I appreciate you again, brother. Thanks for tuning in.
Appreciate the appreciation. We out.